Welcome back, everybody. Richie here, back again from the Red Planet Wrestling. And we are back. It's been quite a number of weeks. I have no excuses. I actually do. I've just been extremely busy. Ramadan finished pretty much the entire month of March. That was a little rough. Went to Monday Night Raw a couple of weeks ago. I believe it was on the 10th at Madison Square Garden. Got a bit of a vlog of sorts up on the channel if you want to check that out, as well as a couple of other videos of entrances here and there from the show. It was pretty fun. But in any event, yeah, so much for WWE Weekly Recap, right? Hasn't been weekly in a number of weeks. I can't remember when was the last time I made an actual episode of this show. But I've still been putting out content here and there. A little bit on TikTok, not so much. If you want to follow me, all the links to my socials in the description box down below. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, all that good stuff. If you like talking about wrestling, that's all I do over there. And then, of course, as I made mention, just a little bit of content here and there. Had a WWE 2K24 stream. Got some 2K25 content coming soon, so make sure you hit that little notification icon, little bell, so you never miss an upload or potential future live stream, because I did stream 2K24, the finale for my universe mode, so got a slew of content coming out for that game down the pipeline. And then I'm also going to be uploading some of my WrestleMania 40 footage that I haven't put up on this channel yet, since the anniversary is coming relatively soon, like the next day or two, which is already that's bizarre to even think of, but it's neither here nor there. We're going to talk about business, and not really business, but just a couple of things that stood out to me this week on WWE programming. And I want to start while it's fresh on my mind, and that is Charlotte and Tiffany Stratton. So they had a little verbal spar, if you will, back and forth on SmackDown just last night. I'm recording this on a Saturday afternoon, so it's a little doom and gloom outside, but you know, we keep it pushing. Anyways, Charlotte, for the first time from what I can remember, to be honest, choked. Never really seen her get as flustered as she did, and there are apparent, rumors or whatever that Charlotte and Tiffany went off script last night and delved far away from whatever it was that they had, listed or whatever. Who cares? Was it the best promo back and forth segment that we've seen on WWE television? No, not in the slightest. However, I do think that it works for them too. It kind of makes it seem like the beef is legitimate. You have these two kind of coming at each other's throats, and with the mixture of the Chicago crowd as well, who were just raining down a chorus of boos on Charlotte, which was a delight to see, for me at least. That's where the choke situation happened, where it seemed like Charlotte was trying to get the upper hand, at least a little bit towards like the end of the segment, and she literally just stops and kind of just takes a bit of like a break on the corner of the ring and just like looks around and just looks, I don't know, it reminded me, not so much, but the last time that I can really think of something of that magnitude happening was when Roman Reigns and John Cena had their first confrontation, verbal spar, if you will, in August 2017 on Raw, and Roman just completely choked, and John Cena was like, "It's called a promo, kid. You gotta learn how to do it, yada yada." It wasn't to that extent, because Charlotte can still hold her own and knows how to talk on the mic, but just something, I don't know. And I guess it kind of leans into the fact that whatever off-script, situation that happened last night, maybe she was just thrown off her game. Tiffany gets the better of Charlotte and drops the line that she's 0-3 in marriages, hits the woo, drops the mic, and then just rolls out of the ring. So Tiffany completely cooked her last night. Charlotte was not on her A game for some odd reason. I don't know what really went wrong. If it was the whole, off the script nature, I can see how that would kind of, ruffle some feathers and make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, whatever the case may be. So, we'll kind of just sweep that under the rug. It was an entertaining segment. Wasn't the best. Very sloppy. But it got the job done, and it made me more interested to see their match now. At the end of the day, they're going to tear it down regardless, because they're both superb athletes in their own right. But we needed just a little bit more urgency, a bit more of a push to make us care for this feud, because as of right now, the only women's match that I like really care for, the story at least, is Naomi and Jade Cargill. That story has been the most consistent, the most long term. There's bad blood that's been, boiling for months now. Whereas now we're going to pivot into something else that I wanted to discuss, Gunther and Jey Uso. And yeah, okay, they've, wrestled in the past, whatever, Saturday Night Main Event, yada yada. However, it didn't feel as personal as, say, a Naomi and Jade Cargill situation goes. I wanted to see either Jey Uso in a match, say it could have been with Austin Theory, whatever the hell, right? And towards the end of the match, Jay gets distracted and looks up at the ramp and sees Gunther dragging Jimmy Uso, either bloodied or whatever, or just like super beaten down or whatever. And then, he gets distracted, gets to roll up and loses the match, whatever. Just to continue that, the sentiment that Gunther shared with Jey Uso, saying that he was going to make his life a living hell all these weeks leading up to WrestleMania. But WWE went a step further, and they had Jimmy Uso get his ass beat versus Gunther, and then at the end, Jey Uso makes the save, and then as they come back from commercial and they're heading back towards Gorilla, Gunther comes back through the crowd, ambushes them, zip ties Jey Uso to the ring, a la Triple H, Randy Orton, Stephanie McMahon from 2009, and just completely goes sick on Jimmy Uso, busts him open. It was a lot of blood. I'm pretty sure that's the first time Jimmy's like gimmicked and gotten that color on him, but it was pouring. And damn, the crime scene, the car crash, the chaos that ensued throughout that beatdown towards the end, and Gunther just covered in blood and then just covering himself in blood and even tasting it, which is, don't do that. Please stop that. That was more than I could have ever bargained for, and that's exactly what we needed to get that feud to the next level, because now Jay's gonna quite literally try to come for blood, and it was just growing stagnant and stale, and that's pretty much just what we needed. So everything that needed to happen, the Cody Cena segment, the Jey Uso, Gunther, Jimmy Uso beatdown, the Charlotte Flair, Tiffany Stratton debacle, all those things that needed to transpire to take those feuds to the next level, so that way we care, needed to happen. It happened well. Well, the other two happened well. The latter last night on SmackDown, not so much, whatever. One more thing before we go, I wanted to address the favor that CM Punk had with Paul Heyman. There was a couple of speculations and theories and whatnot regarding what it could be. There was something that I had mentioned that I'm not sure if it made, the rounds on Twitter or social media space. I haven't really been paying attention. But I was saying to a friend of mine how I wonder if possibly maybe the favor is CM Punk asks Paul Heyman for a match with The Rock, the final boss, to sort of avenge his loss from Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber 2013, when Punk dropped the title and his 434-day title reign came to an end. But in retrospect, The Rock is not going to be wrestling anytime soon, let alone he's not going to wrestle at least more than once in a calendar year, if we even get so lucky as for that to happen this year. And then there were some other theories about, night one, Punk wins, and then he gets to insert himself into the Cody Cena match or whatever, which really would not have made any sense. It was finally revealed what the favor was, and the favor was just for Paul Heyman to be ringside with CM Punk. There's some other theories as well that Paul Heyman is going to side with Seth Rollins. I don't really see the need for that to happen, unless Paul Heyman is just completely sick of Roman Reigns and CM Punk and doesn't like the way that either one of them are treating him and wants to go to somebody who could perhaps potentially be loyal. I don't know. It's a it's a potential avenue that they can venture down if they wanted to. To me, an alignment with Heyman and Rollins just doesn't really add up. And I don't think Seth needs it necessarily. I think Heyman is fine where he is with doing whatever with Roman Reigns, and that's just my 2 cents on everything. Let me know if you agree. Let me know if you disagree. Let me know what you want to see happen in these next couple of weeks before WrestleMania 41 happens. Let me know what you thought of any of the segments that I mentioned or anything else. Sound off in the comment section down below. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, join the Red Planet Army, turn on the notification icon, the little bell, so you never miss an upload or a potential future live stream. As I made mention, I streamed the finale of my universe mode from WWE 2K24 with CM Punk about like a week or 2 ago. So if you want to check out the replay, it's on the channel. And as I made mention at the top of the video, I also have a vlog of sorts from when I went to my first Raw on Netflix at Madison Square Garden on the 10th, I believe it was, of March. So check that out. Also got a couple of different videos of like entrances and whatnot, so check those out as well. And gonna be having some 2K25 content hitting the channel pretty soon, and of course some WrestleMania 40 footage that I captured while there that has not hit this channel yet to celebrate the 1 year already anniversary of WrestleMania 40. So if you're interested in all that, again, subscribe, turn on notifications, all that good stuff. In the description box down below if you want to follow me on the socials and talk about wrestling, because that's all I do. Follow me on Twitch. I might stream some stuff on there at some point. But most importantly, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, where I also post content on there as well. Wrestling related stuff, of course. Anything and everything in the description box down below. But that is pretty much it. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Sorry, I have been MIA for quite a while. Looking to get back on the saddle and make this a weekly thing again. So we'll see. All right. Like, favorite, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Turn on notifications, and I'll catch you all in the next video. So thank you all so much for tuning in.
It was my life, my time, my rights, my rhymes, my grind, my struggle, hustle, sweat in my blood too. My predator smells fear, I smell a lot. My competitors flex here. They smelled I was hot. I want it all. Excess, the sex, much success, stress us. I want it all, no less. So come on.